They say she once robbed a sheriff blind and kissed him on the cheek before riding off. They say she could steal your boots while you were still walking in them. She was fast, clever, and heartless, or so everyone thought. But the day she tried to rob a man who smiled as she pointed a gun at his chest and calmly said, "You forgot one thing, my last name," was the day everything changed. Stick around and don't forget to hit subscribe, because this story, it starts with a robbery and ends with a name that rewrote her life. The Dakota Badlands, 1871. The wind howled like a wild animal, and the sun baked the dirt so dry you could strike a match just dragging your boots across it. And somewhere in that scorched nothingness, a lone wagon creaked across the flatlands. Wooden wheels, one horse, one man. Looked like an easy mark. He wasn't. Watching from a distant ridge was Cassie Rowe, or the Coyote as they called her in most saloons between Kansas and Montana. She wasn't born bad, but life taught her to trust no one, sleep light, and never rob the same town twice. She had 2 revolvers, a cracked compass, and a face no one ever forgot once they saw it disappear with their money. She spotted the man down below, slow wagon, no rifle showing, one sack tied loose on the back. Easy. She waited for dusk, slid down the ridge, boots silent in the brush, stepped out onto the path, gun drawn. "Evening, stranger. I ain't here for blood. Just what you've got." The man looked up, calm, unbothered, like she'd just asked him for directions to the next town. "All right," he said. "Money's in the side pouch. Food's under the tarp. Horse is yours too if you untie her gentle." Cassie blinked. No shouting, no reaching for a rifle. He just stepped back like he expected this. She took the coin pouch, jerky, even the canteen. As she turned to mount his horse, he spoke again. "You forgot one thing." She paused. "What?" He raised his chin, eyes steady. "My last name. Beat. McAllister. Jesse McAllister." And right then, she froze. That name. Jesse McAllister, the son of Eli McAllister, the U.S. Marshal who cleared out the entire outlaw town of Silver Fork with nothing but a Bible and a 6-shooter. Jesse's name carried weight. His family's reputation ran deeper than any blood feud, and she had just robbed him. Cassie should have run faster than a rattlesnake on fire, but she didn't. Instead, she stared at him, and for the first time in a long time, someone stared back without fear, without anger, without pity, just knowing. She rode off. Didn't sleep much that night. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw his face. Calm, still, honest. No one had ever looked at her that way. Weeks passed. She tried to go back to robbing, but every time she pulled a gun, her hands shook just a little more. One night in a saloon, she heard the news. McAllister got hit near Widow's Ridge. 3 men ambushed him. He's half dead, if not worse. Her heart dropped like a lead brick. She didn't owe him anything, but something deep inside her said, "Go." So she did. Rode through the night. Moon full. Air cold. She found him in the dirt, bleeding, barely breathing. 3 bodies around him, already rotting in the sun. Cassie knelt down, cleaned his wound, stitched it shut with thread and grit, dragged him to a cave, made fire, stayed quiet. She fed him from her stash, let him sleep, sat guard at the entrance with her Colt drawn. 3 days passed before he opened his eyes and rasped, "You came back." Cassie raised an eyebrow. "Yeah, well, you left your name hanging in the air." He smiled. Faint, tired, real. Most folks would have just run. She looked away. "I've done enough running." They stayed in that cave a week. She told him bits of her story. He told her almost nothing, but she could tell the war behind his eyes was older than her sins. They didn't fall in love right away, but they fell into trust, and that was rarer than gold. Months later, they rode side by side into a quiet patch of land near Elk Hollow. bought a ranch with the little money he had left, raised horses, planted beans. And one day, Cassie sat beside him and whispered, "I wasn't looking for food that day. I was looking for a reason to stop being who I'd become." He touched her hand and said, "Then stop." And she did. Years passed. They had 3 kids, built a home, turned a story of dust and gunpowder into something soft and real. And whenever a bold traveler rolled up and tried to pull a fast one, Cassie would just smile, step forward, and say, "You forgot one thing." Jesse would lean on the post and say, "Our last name." If that story grabbed you, shook you, or just made you believe in redemption again, hit that subscribe button. Because sometimes the people we try to rob are the ones who hand us back our life. Until next time, ride steady, speak less, and never underestimate the weight a name can carry when it's spoken at the right moment.